Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar. Thank you for watching us today, and thank you for being with us. We are Education USA Virtual here with another interesting webinar. As you might know, and if you are subscribed for a long time with us, you know that this month we have dedicated it to majors which are very interesting and popular among our region. And we chose to talk today about the medical and health sciences program in the United States. And for our future webinars till the end of this month, we are recommending you to scan the QR code, which is available on the screen. And that way you will be able to subscribe for all the events that we have planned and also address your questions in advance. So I'm reminding you that our today's topic is related to those who are interested specifically in medical and health sciences programs. And we're going to focus a lot on nursing programs. And we have two speakers for today. We have Zi Lin from National Louis University, and we have Abdul Aziz from Queensborough Community College. I think I will just give them half a minute to introduce themselves, and then we can go on with the presentation. Don't forget, guys, that you have the opportunity to address your question in the chat box, because we will have a Q&A session. We'll answer the questions that you have addressed in advance. And yeah, at this moment, I will just give this to the floor so they can introduce themselves, and then we can just go on with the presentation. Thank you so much, Zi and Abdul, for connecting today.
Thank you, Alina, and thank you for Education USA for providing us this opportunity to connect. And good afternoon, good evening to all the participants. It's very nice meeting you virtually. I would like to talk about, I'm Zi Lin with National Louis University. I'm the Associate Director of International Enrollment. And today's topic is about the medical health field. And we are going to presenting our nursing program. And I'm going to briefly talk about our master's degree as well in health services administration. So very nice meeting you.
Okay, Abdul.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Abdul Aziz. I'm the Assistant Director of International Admissions and Enrollment here at Queensborough Community College. We have a vibrant international student community here, and a lot of students are represented from this region. Me and Alina, we've worked on a few webinars already, so I'm always excited to come back and speak with you guys, and hoping to welcome some of you guys on our campus, whether that's this spring or in the fall, and we're here to answer any questions today.
Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. So now we're going to start with the presentation. So Zi Lin, you can, the floor is yours.
Thank you. All right, so I wanted to talk about what we're going to cover today. So firstly, we have introductions. Next slide, please. So we're going to talk about the introductions. I'm going to introduce the university a little bit, our history, location, housing, programs. We're going to mainly focus on bachelor's in science of nursing. And we briefly going to mention MHA program. We offer scholarships here at National Louis University. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to apply. And as Alina mentioned earlier, we have a Q&A session. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions to ask. So we will go over that toward the end of the webinar. Firstly, I want to introduce my team. So fun fact about us. Each one of us was an international student in one point in our lives, and now we're helping other international students to come to the United States to study. So me included. And Maria Lemmy is our PDSO. She helps with international students I-20 visa processing, organizing fun international students activities on campus. I also have my two other teammates, Elizabeth and Marta. Three of us are three student-facing reps. We help students from day one all the way to when you come to campus to study. So you do not have to worry about, applications and all that stress, because we used to be international students. We completely understand your struggles, your barriers, and we're here to help. Next slide, you will see we have, a lot of international students on campus. It is a vibrant community. Students coming from more than 50 countries are here. You're welcome here. We also have a scholarship called You're Welcome Here that we're going to explore in the next few slides. Here is a little history about National Louis University. So who are we? National Louis University is a private, non-for-profit and accredited university located in Chicago, USA. We're founded in 1886, almost 140 years ago. We started as an institution where we only prepare future teachers. But over the course of 140 years, now we are a comprehensive university where we offer international students 11 undergraduate degree programs, 3 graduate degree programs, and 2 doctoral degree programs. So the total enrollment, students on campus is just a little over 10,000. We have about 48% of them are graduate students, and then the rest are undergraduate students. We have 2 campuses that are available for international students. One is in our main campus in downtown Chicago. The other one is called Wheeling. It's about 40 minutes drive from downtown. It's in the suburb. And we have received many accreditations, including higher learning commissions, and depends on your program. We receive other accreditations like IACBE, that is for International Association of Business Education. We have a National Council, and we also have American Culinary Federation. So we are accredited university, and we provide students tuition, affordable tuition, convenient location. You will see in the next slide. I want to talk more about our location. So centrally located in the United States, Chicago is being the 3rd largest city in the US. You will see about a little more than 2 million population here. It's a great city to live and learn because Chicago is home to attractions of events, from music to comedy to museums. For those who prefer a less lively scene, Chicago also offers a 25 miles of beautiful lakefront, boat cruises, hiking trails, and spacious public gardens. Me as an international student, I was actually in Michigan first. When I first visited Chicago, it was a love at first sight, especially if you love, architectures and all that. Next slide, please. So yeah, here are the top reasons that why you want to study here. As I mentioned earlier, it's the 3rd largest city in the U.S. And comparing to East Coast like New York or West Coast LA, you get to experience big city life without too much of living expense. So the living expense here is relatively lower. And you also have a lot of career opportunities, internship opportunities, because we have over 30 Fortune 500 companies located in the city. And top things to do, like I said earlier, you can go to a sport game, you can, go to the lakefront if you prefer quiet living experience. So it's a city life for everybody. So for our campus location, as you can see, this is a picture of downtown, like a really city center of Chicago. The green part is called Millennium Park and Grand Park. And on the right side of the picture, you can see in this picture, but that is Michigan Lake. So, the park is surrounded by office buildings. And one of the buildings is our Chicago campus that is on 122 South Michigan. We also have another building that is on the 18 South Michigan, literally just 1 block away. And then we have student housing. So that is about 10 to 15 minutes walk from our Chicago campus. So very amazing location, very convenient, located in the city center. Here is you can take a glance of our student housing. This is the housing building. We have a spacious living room, kitchen area. Not that, we would recommend first year students, to stay on campus because the rent includes everything, utilities, furniture, everything. But if you have friends or family living in Chicago, you're welcome to stay with them as well. One thing I would like to highlight on our Chicago campus is the Daily Grind. It is a coffee shop, and it is a student-run coffee shop. We have this coffee shop located at 2 buildings, 122 South Michigan and also 18 South Michigan. The reason that I want to mention this coffee shop is because it provides so much convenience for students who have morning class, have the opportunity to apply for jobs on campus. I've seen many international students have become baristas in our coffee shops. So now let's start to talk about our nursing program. First of all, why do we want to see more nursing students? Because there is a shortage, not just in the US, I believe it is worldwide. But since we're talking about USA education today, there is definitely a shortage of registered nurse. And then it is projected to spread across the country through 2030. So we're looking at a decrease in nursing since 2020, just about 5 years ago. And then there's a shortage of registered nurse. So RN stands for registered nurse. By 2025, which is this year, in Illinois, we have just about 195,000 registered nurses here. However, only less than 8,000 registered nurses have a degree. That's why we're talking about bachelors in nursing today. And then let's take a look at the salary. Why do you want to become a nurse? Salary by location and role. I want to break this down. So if you look at, the hourly rate, the annual rate, I have information here on the state of Illinois as well as nationwide in the US average salary. In Illinois, a nurse's salary can vary widely depending on their specific role, but hourly rate is roughly around $41 to $47, and nationwide the average rate is about $45. Annual rate, it ranges from 85,000 to 99,000, whereas the national rate is about $97,600. And the breakdown by the role, we have BSN, that meaning registered nurse with a bachelor's degree. So BSN, they earn about $99,000 and $96 a year, whereas medical and a surgical nurse, then they earn a little bit more. The average annual salary is reported to be about 99,000. Is reported to be $100,000 a year, whereas ICU nurse is about $78,000 a year. Equipping aspiring nurses from diverse backgrounds with the knowledge and the skills to excel in their careers is one of our missions for School of Nursing. And our founding executive director of nursing, she is Dr. Laura Robbins Frank. Once she said, we are committed to supporting a diverse pool of candidates who are reflective of the populations and the cultural traditions of the communities that need the most. So we're welcoming international applicants to become nurses in the United States, and we're trying our best to help them to excel in their careers. We offer a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and we offer 2 different tracks to international students. The first track is the traditional track, meaning you come in as a freshman, you spend 4 years of study at National Louis University School of Nursing, you complete your degree, get your bachelor's degree, and then you get your nursing license. The second track is the upper division track that is for transfer students. So whoever brings more than 30 quarter hours transfer credits, you get to spend less than 4 years of study at National Louis University and complete your degree, get your nursing license so that you can practice nursing skills in the United States. And in the next slide, you will about to see our program highlights. I want to talk about top-notch nursing facility. Beyond, this is very important because our university has invested simulation labs and also mannequins. So for simulation labs, we invested about $1.5 million, and we have mannequins ready for nursing students to practice on. And those mannequins are around $295,000. We also offer clinical experience in partner hospital and the clinic. So students are not just sitting in classes and then learn nursing courses. You also get hands-on experience in Chicago's hospitals and clinics. So that's something you want to consider because you will have a clinical experience beginning the first quarter of full admission to nursing major, and your lab and simulation experiences will occur in the Center for Simulation and Interprofessional Education on the Chicago campus. Your clinical experiences will occur at a variety of facilities in Chicago metro area. So I want you to keep that in mind. It's very important. Thirdly, you have a very supportive community. You will join a cohort of other students with whom you can share your professional goals and be supported by professional and dedicated faculty throughout your time in the program. And lastly, as I mentioned before, after completing your program, you will, because this program will prepare you for the National Council of State Boards of Nursing Licensing exam. So you will get your sit at your final exam, get your nursing license, so you can take, practice nursing skills. So on the other note, for the traditional track, so these are the students. I'm sorry, please go back to the earlier slide. So these are the students we're talking about entering as a first-time freshman. So you will, come here as a first-time freshman. You will take classes on our Chicago campus, and for your first 5 quarters, you will be learning nursing prerequisite classes, and starting quarter 6, that's when you will be experiencing your lab classes as well as clinical classes. And next slide, please. Here is a preview of your first 5 quarter classes. As you can see, you will have general biology lab classes, microbiology lab classes, anatomy and physiology lab classes, as well as introduction of psychology, developmental psychology, and physiology and math concepts. So here you can see nursing program is a very heavily science-based program. That's why we require the applicants to maintain a GPA of 3.0. so you can be fully admitted in Q6 to become a nursing student. So here are some sample pictures of the Center of Simulation and Interprofessional Education. Here, as you can see, the mannequins that I was talking about, and also, the lab classes on the right-hand side, you will see the pictures. That's our, lab. That's where you take your lab classes. So the second track is our upper division track. This track is for students, transfer students who come in to bring more than 30 quarter hours. And if you're a transfer student and if you have a GPA of 3.0, then you are going to take, classes in nutrition to health, pharmacology, foundations of nursing practice, and nursing research, adult health, leadership in nursing practices. So it's different from the traditional track because you will, immediately jump into leadership in nursing practice because nurses are leaders and the leaders implement the future. Our program provides knowledge on how to delegate successfully, improve quality and safety, and become an agent of change to assume leadership roles within the nursing profession. So hopefully I can cover like all the program highlights, but hopefully this will give you a general idea of what our nursing programs offers. And I know students care a lot about the tuition cost. In the next slide, you will see the tuition breakdown for different student types. So the original tuition cost for nursing program is about $400, 30 credit, $30, 430 credit. $430 per credit, and we have about 180 credits in total. That's the original tuition cost. However, at a National Louis University, we provide different scholarships to different student types. So it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or if you're a transfer, you get a scholarship here. For freshmen, we offer 36% International Fresh Start Scholarship and also a 50% You're Welcome Here scholarship. So for the first 36% international scholarship, this is an automatic scholarship as long as you're admitted to an undergraduate degree program at National Louis University, you are automatically getting this scholarship. So it's eligible to freshmen. You have to maintain a GPA of 2.0 so you can renew this scholarship every quarter. And then for the 50% You're Welcome Here scholarship, this is not a automatic scholarship. You have to submit additional documents to apply. We do have a deadline that is in July, and only 2 students get awarded by this scholarship. So these 2 are for the freshmen. We also have transfer scholarship for transfer students. It's from 10% to 25%. So 10% are for those students who do not have an associate's degree. But if you have an US equivalent associate degree, then you will get a 25% scholarship. So you might wonder how much tuition actually costs after the scholarships. And here it is, $4,100, $4,100.11 for freshmen, and then $3,167 per quarter if you get the 50% scholarship. And then for transfer students, it's roughly around $4,800 to $5,700 per quarter. So even though we are a 4-year institution, but our tuition cost is really competitive and affordable because we're trying to lower the cost for international students. We understand it is, a big consideration when you study abroad. And then just briefly go over, Masters in Health Services Administration. We do have this program. It's 1 year completion. You only take classes bi-weekly, and the tuition cost is about $500 and $550 per credit. I know we're out of time here. So, how to apply, I'm just to quickly mention there's no ACT or SAT required, and you simply just go to the steps, and then if you have more questions, we can go over that in the Q&A session.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zi. I'm sorry that I have to interrupt you. Okay, so now we have also to listen to Abdul's part, but thank you so much, Zi, for that. I'm more than sure that in the Q&A session, we can discover more about each of the institutions that we have. So Abdul, the floor is yours. I'm not sure from which slide is your presentation, but I'm gonna try to guess.
Go back. Go back.
Yes,
Go back. Yep.
sure.
We can start from here next.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Zi, for this wonderful presentation. I'm actually looking forward to visiting Chicago this summer. Winter can be a little bit brutal, both New York City and Chicago, but I heard a lot of great things. So, as students, I hope you guys can also come and visit the East Coast and all the wonders that we have. I will talk to you guys about Queensborough Community College, part of the City University of New York system, and all the wonderful opportunities that exist here for you in one of the greatest cities in the world. Next. So City University of New York, CUNY, is one of the largest and oldest urban university system in the USA. We are one university, City University of New York umbrella, 26 different campuses now, that's consisted of program that specialize in associate's degree, just like us, the 7 community colleges, 11 senior colleges that provides options to get your bachelor's degree, master's degree, and the 7 graduate and honors program to get your master's, PhD, and so on and so forth. All 26 different campuses, we all work together, one university body. So that means if you're a student at QCC, you also have the opportunity to get access to amenities of City College if you're in the city, or Hunter College if you just happen to be near Hunter, or College of Staten Island if you're in Staten Island checking out Statue of Liberty, or Brooklyn College, right? One university, you are all welcomed in all of the campuses. Next. Little bit about Queensborough Community College is we just ranked as the number 2 best community college in all of New York State, and you'd be surprised. New York State is pretty big, and New York City happens to be a part of it. So we're very proud to continue to climb up. We have over 45 academic programs, 10 2+2 programs with CUNY colleges with guaranteed admissions, which I can talk a little bit more about. Over 80 articulation agreements with other universities and colleges, such as SUNY's private, excellent STEM research opportunities, 70 faculty, and 70% of our faculty members hold doctoral or terminal degrees. Just because we're a 2-year college does not mean we're hiring any professor. Our professor very reputable and are willing to help students be industry leaders in their majors. We do have over 10,000 students here and 410 international students, and continuously growing. Your region is being represented very well on our campus, and I hope you can join as well. Once students finishes up QCC, they have the option to transfer to any CUNY colleges. Cornell University, our students have ended up at Binghamton University, NYU, FIT, Stony Brook, St. John's, and many other more. Again, I think starting off at a 2-year college can be a very smart move. Save yourself some money. But also make progress so that you can get to your dream school. If you don't get into Cornell, NYU's at the moment, you certainly have a chance to start with us and get there eventually. Because we are talking about the health and sciences majors, I will say we have great programs in medical assistant, medical science, public health, and nursing being one of our top popular majors. And international students at QCC can qualify for the nursing program. Our nursing program is very competitive, and Not everybody that applies gets in, which is the hard part about it. But we certainly always try to make sure that students have pathways to get to the campuses that they need to for a good nursing program. Next. So before I get into the prerequisites, well, one slide that was missing from the initial presentation was the 2+2 guaranteed admissions program within the nursing world in CUNY. So once students finish up their program at Queensborough Community College, they have the guaranteed admissions to transfer to CUNY York College to their nursing program, CUNY Hunter to their nursing program, School of Professional Studies nursing program as well. We have guaranteed articulation for our students so that they don't have to go through extra layers. They will have to finish up their degree. They will have to be good standing students, and they will have to go through the process with the individual campuses. Other medical science program that exist in CUNY, and I'll also give you their ranks as well. CUNY School of Public Health and Health Policy has been ranked the number 2 best public health school in New York City. CUNY School of Medicine has been ranked as number 3 best physician assistant program in New York. Hunter College has consistently been ranked as one of the top nursing programs in New York. And other nursing programs that exist are CUNY School of Professional Studies, which I mentioned we have a 2+2 pathways with. Lehman College, Medgar Evers College, College of Staten Island, all great campuses that offer exceptional nursing degrees and medical and health and sciences. So again, I hope that you will consider visiting New York City and explore some of the programs. Now I'll go over the preclinical classes at QCC that can help you to prepare for a nursing degree. Ideally, we want students to be able to have English 1, 102, Math 119, Psychology 1, Psychology 2, Physiology and Anatomy 1 and 2. If you pass all of these, you are putting yourself in a position to take the nursing exam. And if you pass all goes well, then you can either be in our program or one of our partnered program. On the right side of the page, if you don't have the English ones and twos, we do have remedial classes in place for you. If you take this over the winter and summer, it can be free. However, if you take it during the regular semester, it will cost you. Next. So a typical pathway could be like if a student gets in for the fall semester, they'll take English 1 and then spring English 2, and they have the opportunity to place in for a nursing exam, pre-nursing exam by the summer. And then once they get into the program, they can finish up the other program, and they'll get advisement for the nursing program as you go on. So you'll be part of my advisement team for the first 2 semesters at least, and we'll try our best to get through the prerequisites, making sure that you have the proper grades and putting yourself to be a successful for the nursing exam and eventually passing it, becoming a wonderful nurse, and saving lives, whether that's at QCC or any of the other CUNYs or private. We have an excellent environment for you to flourish here. Next. And these are more classes student can take, whether that's summer, fall, spring. So again, we do have a specialized, not necessarily track, but sort of like I am more than happy to create your own plan according to your own needs and classes that you have not taken. Next. Wonderful. So as Z had mentioned, a lot of the nursing programs invest a lot in their school and their program. We do have one of the best state-of-the-art medical system in CUNY, where our students can get live simulation of different scenarios of medical health and conditions, and they are able to get real life experience before they go into actually cutting and putting needles in people's bodies. I'm scared of blood. I'm scared of health and science majors, but they are some of the best students that we have here. Next. Wonderful. So this is a very important page. I always encourage students when you are looking for school to study, always look at all of your attributes are being met: location, housing, community, cost being one of the bigger ones. At Queensborough Community College and at CUNY, we take pride in providing affordable education for all students, not just New Yorkers. Our international students pays one of the lowest tuition across the USA. For example, on the right side of the page, our typical tuition is $7,680 per year, which means looking at under $16,000 just in tuition for an associate's degree. The benefit of getting an associate's degree is that you qualify for something called OPT. This is not the right session, but I'm sure Education USA hosts a lot of sessions around preparing you guys for knowledge on OPT, CPTs. So once students do that, they have the option to transfer to four-year college, do their third year, fourth year, and get another year of OPT. So 6 years of stay while starting off with this price. Tuition for every college will be different. For a four-year college on the left side of the page, typical tuition is $14,880 per year, which can cost you roughly $60,000 just in tuition. Um, Over 1 year. Nothing against my counterpart and colleagues in NYU and Columbia. At NYU, this is just 1 year of tuition. I know that because my little brother is going there, and I'm like always astonished. I also went to a liberal arts school. If I could go back and do my education again, I would probably choose the community college pathway, save myself some money for the 2 years, and invest my money for the last 2 years at a school, name brand, reputable, or a school that you just always wanted to go to. Next. So tuition and fees breakdown. Again, a lot of this can be controlled, but for tuition and fees, we're concerned with our $8,088. That's the direct cost for you. Indirect cost, New York City is very expensive. Let's just put that out of the way. Books and supplies. Again, when I went to school, I'm a first generation student as well. I didn't have the opportunity to buy brand new books, brand new equipment. So I would rent my books, I would borrow my books, I would make copies of my books to save myself money. Transportation wise, we have great public transportation that will bring you straight to campus, which means you do not have to take Uber. If you're taking Uber every day and spending money on transportation, then you're looking to spend more money. Personal expenses, again, if you're not buying the brand new iPhone, if you're not buying the brand new camera that came out, or brand new toys, Lububu, whatever they call them now, right? You can always save yourself money if you're conscious about your spending. Housing can be expensive. It is expensive. So we're anticipating students spend $23,000 and $904 in housing. However, we are a commuter school, which means we do not require students to stay on dorm. We do have campus dorming partners, but majority of our students do plan to do rooming and dorming outside with friends, families, and new people they meet. So again, this can also be controlled. As far as meals, we're looking at maybe roughly around 5,776. All in all, $36,000 is it can be controlled based on your habits and changes. But for someone with this is for the U.S. Embassy, what they're looking for, someone with to get a successful I-20 approved, we're looking at $44,000, or someone with housing in the someone that has a sponsor, it would be $24,000. Again, I'm sure Education USA will set up more sessions to help you prepare for I-20s and all of that, but I'm happy to chat separately as well. Next. I'm going to go through very quickly. At QCC, I take pride in providing an experience. My goal is not to provide students with just classroom skill sets, but I want them to build a community within a community. Last year, we hosted our first ever annual Thanksgiving dinner, was attended by the president right here, getting to hear the international students and their communities. Again, the best place where the leadership can hear you is where actions can happen, right? So the more see our international students, more are being offered, and we're doing great as an international community. Next. Next. So we also took our students to some of their first ever hockey games and baseball games. I take real pride in again providing this kind of experiences, and we got a huge shout out on the jumbo board. And our students, some of them, it'll be their first baseball game, first ever Thanksgiving dinner, first ever hockey game. Again, my job is to make you a complete individual, not just academically, but also professionally developing, and you're building your community. And I can guarantee at QCC we have an excellent community here for you already established, and you just have to make yourself part of it. Next. I know I'm running short on time, but you please feel free to scan this QR code to learn more about QCC and the admissions process. But the process is very simple. You apply through the CUNY application. You'll choose us as one of the institutions. Submit your proof of graduation from a higher secondary certificate. You're considered a transfer student only if you have attended college or university after completing your high school. We do not require the SAT scores. Our TOEFL requirements are 53, IELTS of 5.5, Duolingo of 80, no SAT scores, and again, application fee of 65 and $70 for transfer applicants. The process is very simple. If you have any questions, you can always, excuse me, always email me or internationaladmissions@qcc.cuny.edu. Next. So we probably can't take a campus tour just for a time of because of time, but at some point I will email Elena an email, and then she can share all these links with virtual tours and information that I've shared in this presentation with you. Great campus, beautiful campus. Highly encourage you guys taking the campus tour to see if this is a place you see yourself being successful. And here's my information. Always happy to connect with you guys, chat with you guys. I also host monthly info sessions. If you ever want to join any one of those, send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to give you the invitation. I think we did it on time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I had to stop Z from her presentation. I know she had more slides, but for all those who are interested to have this presentation shared, we can, by the way, send you our email address, or you can go on our website and you can request that. So we will send it separately to everyone who wants the presentation, because I've seen here some question from someone that wants it. So there you'll be able to see all the slides that Z has prepared. Okay, so we will move to the questions that we had from the people who addressed them in advance. So I would ask our speakers to stop for every question for a maximum of 1 minute answer. So one of the first question is, how loans work, acceptance rate for international students in PA programs? Z, you can be the first, then we can move to Abdul.
Okay, so I'll start then. For National Louis University, it's about 60 to 76% acceptance rate. I would say for nursing program, we do have a little bit higher requirement, just on your GPA, just because I explained earlier, it's a heavily science-based program. And I'm sure Abdul agrees with me as well. They have a really competitive nursing program as well. But for all the other undergraduate programs, it's fairly simple. No ACT, SAT required. So you, in the slide that Alina will send you, you will see the details on the admissions requirements.
Yeah. Abdul, you want to hear something?
So loans are tricky, right? I think it's a very, very individualized student by student cases as well, how much you're requiring, and how much, which loan companies that you're working with. So it's very important to read the fine lines of the loans, to know the rates, what you're getting yourself into, the terms. Typically, international students can apply for loans, but it has to be private loans. For our general students, I guess it's a little bit more easier to fund education. And I'm not naive when I say this. And for international students, it's tougher. There's hurdles for you guys, but again, that's the beauty of it. Once you can get through those hurdles, it's more enjoyable. It is tough to get loans for international students, but that's what scholarships is a better options for all students. I recommend. So when you're looking at schools, look at cost scholarships, because ultimately you're going to have to spend a lot more time preparing for this field and money.
I totally agree. Okay, the next question. Could you provide some information about bionics and biomedical technologies connected with medical and health sciences? Z?
Go ahead, Z.
So for us, medical, I'm sorry, what was the question? I didn't find it in the chat.
It's on the screen. Could you provide some information about bionics and biomedical technologies connected with medical and health sciences?
Okay, so for the technology side, we do have like a curriculum that is dedicated. We have lab classes and the clinical classes for biomedical technologies. However, I'm not going into details in this presentation. But you're welcome to either email me personally, or you can email globaleducation@nl.edu. We can provide a detailed presentation and more information on this.
Thank you. Abdul?
So this is a forever changing industry. I think the industry is always looking to enhance and bring in more ideas. And biomedical technology is one of the newer trends that we're seeing, where consisted of incorporating technologies and focusing on improving health and medical practices. It does go both in health and sciences, but a lot of our students are also majoring in STEM, something in technology, computer science, and also taking biology classes, chemistry class at the same time. It's for us, it is also a major, biomedical technology, but so for some schools, it can also be a minor as well.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. The next question: is nursing considered to be one of the STEM OPT eligible majors? Z.
For National Louis University, it is not a STEM program. However, we do have CBT embedded into the curriculum. So you do get roughly about a 735 hours clinical experience, which means you will be working on site, either in a Chicago hospital or in a clinic. So that gives you tremendous amount of time before graduation. You get hands-on experience, and then after that CPT, you will get a 1 year OPT where you can practice your nursing skills in real life.
At
Mhm.
QCC, we are considered a STEM nursing program as well. So it's incorporated with science technology, and that also helps with the next options once they graduate.
Okay, thank you. Then the next question: please advise on what student profile needed to be developed to apply for medical or health sciences program.
Student profile needed. I'm taking it as like admissions requirement or extracurricular, requirement. So, like I mentioned earlier, we don't have that, requirement. As long as you complete an online application, you meet our English requirement. By the way, I do want to say we have an English waiver. If your high school or college, the instruction language was English only, you do not need to take a TOEFL or IELTS test. And also, if you have completed like a ESL program in the United States, you also do not need to take the English test. So at NLU, we also help you to facilitate your foreign transcript evaluation process. So you do not have to do it on your own. As long as you submit those 3 documents to us and you have a good GPA from your high school, most likely, very likely, you will be admitted to the program. And we do not require, you have like some type of experience. You have to work in a hospital before, a clinic experience. No, nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. Abdul?
I'm gonna say some things that you might not like, guys. I think first thing in the medical and health and sciences majors, as I'm advising a lot of students, it's very important to be honest with yourself. Is that yes, I know doctor and nursing fields are great, but can I do it? Do I have the personal attributes to be successful in the math classrooms, in the biologies? Because the basics that you might do in your high school level might be so easy, and you're like, man, I'm really going to be good at this. And I'll tell you my personal story. I walked in to my undergrad thinking I'd be a pre-med major. I failed both chem and biology the first semester, got a D in like algebra. So again, think about this kind of things. You don't want to have a passion, which is great, but you don't want to put all your eggs in the same basket. Try to see how can I be also maybe health and science, but also can I also complement my other attributes as well, right? But apart from that, if you feel like you're the best student and you will be good fit in this, making sure that your English classes are good, you are practicing your English so that you successfully pass English 1 and 2 with C plus or better, right? Again, this is going to be important. It's not health and science major, but this is communication with the whole world. Making sure you're doing well in your math and algebras, right? Great if you do them. Making sure that you are planned to take calculus, pre-calculus, and next level math, right? I'm not good at math, as I just told all of you guys, right? But making sure you're honest with yourself as far as that, and then physiology, anatomy, and biology. If you feel like you'll be good for all of that, have good high school understanding, and you'll be successful at the college level, go ahead. Right? Most students will not declare health and science major up until maybe at least like first semester into it. So take your time in figuring out the first semester. Take some classes for fun. Take some classes for major. That's what I advise my students currently that walk in. Is like, great, nursing major, amazing. Take these two. Why don't we also try to take this class so that it counts one of your core requirements, and then your English is already part of the core requirement. So just setting up students for success is one of our motto at QCC. So you'll definitely meet with advisors one-on-one to make sure you choose the classes and make sure you're choosing pathways that you're going to enjoy, and you're not spending your money, guys. I do understand the investment that goes behind international students, and I would hate for any of our students to come in and say, I wasted a whole semester and none of these classes count. I know it's two different topics, but just wanted to let you guys know.
I want to add on
Yeah.
that. I agree, completely agree about what Abdul said. Passion is not enough. Not everyone is made for becoming nursing. It's really like a hard job, and it comes, requires commitment from you from day one all the way, throughout your career. You have to be people and service oriented person. So think about your personalities as well. Think about your goal, career goal, educational goal. So that's what I want to add. It's
Thank
also
you so
very
much.
important.
Thank you. I was thinking now that you were answering at this question. So we were talking about the OPT that they have the possibility, I mean, to take the OPT after they finish with their studies. And even though they can have, I mean, if they would study at a community college, they can have that after 2 years. But what about the CPTs? Do they get some internship, or do they practice this? I mean, the nursing specifically. How would they do that? Or they have the option to do that in the summer, or do they do that during their academic year? How does that work?
Yeah, so for us, starting quarter 6, because we are on a quarterly based system. So
Mhm.
quarter 1 to 5 is nursing prerequisites classes. After you complete that, starting quarter 6, that's where you begin your lab classes and also the clinical experience. You go to a hospital clinic to practice. For lab classes, it's 4 hours a week for the first 6 weeks. And then clinical for the second 6 weeks, a grand total of 753 clinical hours across the curriculum, inclusive of the lab hours as well. So you have a majority amount of lab and the clinical classes starting quarter 6. It's very intensive. So be prepared. It's a rigorous, curriculum. So be prepared to have that amount of experience while you're completing this program. It also helps you to set a foundation and prepare you, what a nurse day-to-day life looks like.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. Abdul, you want to add something here?
No, I think a lot of what Z said also resonates with us. Students have the opportunity, but also individualized. You must be able to also find those opportunities for yourself. The institutions have programs set up where CPTs can be applicable to programs, but students must be willing to have those conversations. So I tell this to all my international students: be an advocate for yourself. Let me know what you need, so that I can advocate for your needs, right? And we have over 35 academic programs, not just nursing itself, but so there are pathways set up for international students to be successful with both OPTs and CPTs, even from a community college get going.
Okay, that's great to know. Thank you so much. I think we've done with all the questions, and the question we had in the chat, we also answered. So if some of you want the presentation that we had today, please email us. We'll make sure to send you the contact information of our speakers, and we'll make sure to send you the presentation also. I'm very thankful for your expertise and for this wonderful presentation you have done for us today. I'm sorry Zi didn't have sufficient time to present all her slides. Sorry again.
No worries. I apologize. It went over time.
Hopefully the students will let us know if they are if they want us to send that via their email addresses. We'll do that with pleasure. We would love to hear your thoughts, specifically those who have watched us today. By the way, this webinar is recorded and you can watch that on our main YouTube channel. So in case if you have missed some slides, or in case if you have missed some questions that we have answered to, you can go back and watch the recording. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Z. I really hope for more webinars on other topics and on other programs that you are providing at your institution. It was a pleasure to have the webinar with you. And thank you once again, everyone that have watched us today.
Thank
Bye
you
bye,
very
guys.
much, Alina. And thank you everyone for joining us.
Elena, when you visit New York City, let us know. And same thing, if anybody is visiting for the
Thank
World
you.
Cup or just for family vacation, stop by QCC. Would love to show you guys what we have to offer. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.